Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Darrell Steinberg. I am the mayor of Sacramento. Making peace is not easy, but that's what we strive to do in some small way here in our beloved Sacramento today and tonight. I am very proud to be joined by a number of leaders from both the Muslim American, Palestinian American. Excuse me, I give you a chance to talk. I would like the opportunity to speak, okay? I would just like, no one says they're elected. These are people who chose to come to the press conference to espouse their view. You do, and I'd be happy to allow you to be heard. I'd be happy to, okay, just if you let us proceed, I'll be happy to let you be heard as well, okay? But just please don't interrupt us, but I'll be happy to let you be heard, okay? I'm joined, and we will be joined in a moment, by Bassem El-Kara, the Director of CARE, the Sacramento Valley, Californian American Islamic Relations Committee, Tawfiq Moror, who's the attorney and former board member for CARE, Maquis Sawez, a community advocate who's been very involved in the months-long work to draft this resolution, Jay Shanir, former city council member and leader in the Jewish community, Brian Landsberg, a longtime leader in the Jewish community and professor of law at McGeorge School of Law, Rabbi Seth Castleman, Judy Hyman, a member of the Sacramento Jewish community, also present, those will be the speakers, also present and not speaking, are Haya Akkad, community advocate, Amira Sakwa, a community advocate, Omar Altamini, the senior policy and advocacy coordinator for CARE, Humayun Jamali, the West Coast Director, Islamic Relief USA, and his young son, Abraham. Welcome, because in many ways, this is about you. And me. And you too. Rabbi Susan Conforti, chaplain on the Sacramento Board of Rabbis, Lynn Berkeley Baskin, a longtime Jewish community leader, Dan Weitzman, community advocate, Dorothy Landsberg, longtime dean at McGeorge School of Law, and a longtime community activist, Bina Lefkowitz, Sonny Romer. Hold on. Okay. He's putting his hand on me. You don't put your hand on me. He's putting his hand on me. Okay, well, he doesn't have to touch me. I'm just standing here, like anyone else. Okay. I'm standing here. Okay. He's pushing me. Okay. Why is he pushing me? Okay. Why are you even touching me? Okay. Why are you even allowed to touch me? Okay. Don't touch me then. Okay, don't touch me. Okay. Okay. Everyone will have a chance. Everyone will have a chance. Okay. If you just allow me to speak, I will allow you. That's okay. I will allow you to speak as well. Okay? Dorothy Landsberg, Bina Lefkowitz, Sonny Romer, and maybe last but not least, Cantor Julie Steinberg, who happens to be related to said mayor, my wife, and a longtime community leader in Sacramento. You're going to hear from a number of people today, but I want to begin with my remarks. And then we will take questions and again, allow everyone to be heard. For 30 years, for 30 plus years that I have served in public office in this community, the Jewish, Palestinian, and Muslim American communities have always stood with and for one another. When the synagogues were firebombed back in the late 90s, it was the Muslim American and Palestinian American communities that stood with us. After 9/11, it was the Jewish community and other diverse communities that stood with our Muslim brothers and sisters, our Palestinian brothers and sisters who were victims of stereotyping and discrimination in our community. And those are but two examples of so many times in our community where we have stood with and for each other. We must not be enemies. We must be friends, said our most famous president. The world changes, times change, crises change and seem to never go away, and of course, wars change and never end. But we gather here today, Muslims, Palestinians, and Jews, all proud Sacramentans with an age-old message. We are not at war in our community. We must try harder to talk to each other. We must try harder to heal each other. We must try harder to reach across the uncomfortable divide. We must try harder to take risks for peace, especially in our own community. Nothing in this resolution that we will present tonight, that I will present tonight, pretends to solve the war in the Middle East. This is about Sacramento. All our people, and especially the people with loved ones who have died and suffered in Gaza and in Israel. I want to thank all of you who have been brave enough to step forward, Jewish, Palestinian American, and Muslim American leaders here in Sacramento, to try to acknowledge the perspectives and pain on your side, yes, but also on the other side of this great divide. This resolution disappoints some on all sides because it doesn't try to create an argument about whose suffering is worse. It instead is about acknowledging the common suffering in Gaza, in Israel, and in Sacramento. There is plenty to like, and some things that create discomfort and even disagreement between the people standing behind me, among and between our communities. Well, that is the nature of principled compromise. That's the nature of trying to build community. I cannot predict how tonight will go. As we've already seen, people have deeply held passions about this issue. I know some said this doesn't belong at the city council. Well, guess what? It's before the city council every single week. And tonight we aim to have people heard, we aim to have a civil debate, and we aim to pass a resolution. I don't know how this will go tonight, but I know this much, and I have this hope. I hope that this picture behind me of Jews, of Muslims, of Palestinians standing together at Old City Hall will send a message throughout our community and beyond that silence is never an option, that division is not inevitable, and that beginning to build and rebuild long-standing friendships is everything. It is everything if we are going to live in a just, blessed, and peaceful city.